So, there's a ton of different ways we could approach the ABCs of sharing young living. But I just decided to post a few real kind of crucial things that are, sometimes we overlook the most obvious stuff. So I wanted to kind of record or share with you guys some of what I call the ABCs of sharing. Now, you could say the ABCs of sharing young living, and it could be like really long. But tonight we're just going to cover a few of those, okay? And the first one is, to me, we have all kinds of products. A lot of people start out and they think inside the box. And what is the box? It's the starter kit with the oils. And everybody thinks that we should talk to people about signing up with the oils premium starter kit, which is an absolutely wonderful way to start. I don't want anybody to think it is the best option when it comes to value, because you get 11 oils and you get the diffuser, right? Mm-hmm. We have so much more to offer people than oils. We want to make sure that when we're sharing Young Living, we don't just talk about the oils, because we have so much more than that, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we've got lifestyle products, we've got personal care products, we've got supplements. I mean, we've got it all.
Yeah.
So don't forget those things when you're sharing Young Living with your friends and family and even your teammates. So that's the first one, the A. It's don't forget, we have all kinds of things to share, and be sure that you share them all. When you're talking to a new prospect, absolutely tell them about the premium starter kit with the oils and the diffuser, because that is the best value. But don't forget to tell them, they might think the oils are weird. Oils are coming around. They really are. When I started this business a long time ago, I was like the weird snake oil lady or the hippie. And not very many people were interested in oils, and more people are interested in oils today. So it could be that's the perfect startup kit. But some people are still going to look at you kind of weird when you start talking about essential oils. And maybe if you sense that the person you're talking to is more interested in other things, then you need to make sure you get them what they want or what they need, as opposed to what you want to sell them, right? So how do we do that? Since this is a meeting format as opposed to a webinar where I'm the only one talking, how do you get to know what the people might want or need? Anybody got any thoughts on that?
By listening.
And what are you going to listen to?
You're listening to what they're saying.
But what's going to get them talking?
You're going to ask questions.
Absolutely. You need to be asking them questions to get them talking. And Carolyn's absolutely right. Listening. But if you don't ask them questions, there's really not much to listen to. So Linda's right. You're both right. You got to first ask them the questions that get them talking. So what might be the type of question you might ask someone if you're sharing with them?
I would ask them what keeps them up at night.
That's a good one. Absolutely. How would you ask that in a way that they might not interpret? What if they say, "Oh, I sleep like a baby"?
Well, I would say, what do you go Google about? What is your concern? What are you worried about what's on your list of worries, that comes to your mind first thing in the morning or last thing at night?
Absolutely. Yeah. So sometimes you have to be more specific with your questions. So one of the things I like to ask is, if there was something you could change in your life or in your family's life, what would it be? Mm-hmm. And then they're going to tell you, well, my kid has a hard time focusing in school, or I can't sleep at night, or my husband has a tremendous amount of stress at work, or, you know, there are a myriad of different answers that you could get. But that's going to give you clues as to what their needs are. So getting to know them by asking them questions is going to help you know how to help them.
Right.
And once you start to get a feel for what are the products that are going to help them the fastest, your primary goal initially is to help them have a positive experience. And the best way to help them have a positive experience is to find out where they need to have one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you're going to find that out is to get them to open up and ask them questions. Now, you don't want to come across as the question Nazi. You don't want them to feel invaded because you're asking too many questions. So it becomes kind of an art at the same time as being a science. So just use your common sense, you know, don't like bombard them with questions that feel invasive, but let them know that you care and that you're trying to help them. And then they won't feel like your questions are invasive.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk to your clients and your prospects, and know that you have all those products that Young Living makes to share with them to help them get started. Maybe they'll start with a premium starter kit, but maybe they'll start with a basic kit and just the exact products that you know are going to help them have a good experience. You won't necessarily get the biggest bonus and up front, but guess what? It's not about the money you get signing them up. It's about helping them have a better life. And that's going to help them get more on board for the long haul, which is going to help you too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the B is to be a friend first. And that's exactly what we're talking about. It's, you know, being a friend is listening, like Carolyn said. You know, your questions, like Linda said, is you're going to ask questions to get them talking, and then you need to be listening. Listening is a magnetic and strange thing, a creative force. The friends who listen to us are the ones we move toward. When we are listened to, it creates us, makes us unfold and expand. And that was written by Carl Menninger, an American psychologist. So friends talk to each other, but real friends listen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find that you're the one always doing the talking when you're visiting with your friends, you know, just be sensitive to that. Listen, just be aware. Am I doing all the talking, or am I finding out about them? Sometimes you have to talk a little bit to get them to open up. But when they start to share with you, it's time to listen. And if you have to make notes, make notes. I mean, if you can develop the skill of making mental notes and keeping up, that's great. But if you need to write it down, then don't be afraid to write down little buzzwords that help you remember what their needs are and what they've said to you. Okay? And then we have our C, which is change yourself first and then change the world. Now, how do you guys think this fits into what we're talking about as far as sharing Young Living?
Use the products yourself.
Absolutely, Karen. Be a product of the product. If you're not using the products, how are you going to know what to recommend to people? Because you don't know what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first order of business, is buying the products yourself and trying them out so you can see firsthand what they do for people, because there's nothing more powerful in the world than a personal recommendation, because you took it, you tried it, you did it, and you can speak from personal experience about why you like it.
Right.
So change yourself first before you try to change everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really kind of simple and basic, but you know what? How powerful is that? So if you're not on Essential Rewards and you're not trying products every month to get to know them better, how in the world do you expect to be able to share them with other people?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to buy the farm every month. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money, but you should be trying something new every month, because that's how you discover it. That's how you learn about it. That's how you discover the potential of what this product can do for other people, is by what it can do for you.
And then you get all those freebies on Essential Rewards.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's cool, because then
That's
you
my
try products
favorite.
that you wouldn't normally try.
Yeah, Essential Rewards is like the bomb. It's the
Awesome.
Mac Daddy of all wonderful things.
Yeah. I just
mean-
bought sacred frankincense with my Essential Rewards.
I love that.
I'm so excited because I've heard so much about it and I've not tried it before, so
Well, you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I can't wait.
So, you know, be sure you're on Essential Rewards yourself and you're trying new stuff every month. I mean, obviously, there's going to be stuff like me. There's some things I buy every month, like Ningxia Red and some of the supplements that we use. We buy those every month. But I'm also trying new things too. Anytime there's a new product out, I'm the first one to jump on it before it goes out of stock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're not trying it yourself, how are you going to tell anybody about it? So the next little thing I want to talk about is, you know, our income disclosure statement. If you are sharing Young Living opportunity, which means you're telling people they could, if they share with other people, they could make money, right? If you're talking to people about the opportunity that Young Living gives, now we all know that that's an option. It's not something that everybody has to do, but it's an option for everyone. So if they choose to share with other people and make some money, even if it's just enough to pay for their own product, you need to legally disclose to them this form that you can download from your virtual office called the Income Disclosure Statement. And I love this thing. I mean, it gives you the honest overview of the reality of Young Living as a business, because so many different network marketing companies out there are just hyping up the cream of the crop, the top of the top, and they're trying to tell everybody that if you sign up, you could be this person. Well, you know what? Let's get real. Yes, you could be that person if you worked your butt off and did the work and did what you had to do it. Absolutely. Every single person has the potential to be the top of the top. But the reality of it is most people don't want to do the work. So the numbers are much smaller percentages of the people that actually stick with it and do the work that it takes to get to those higher ranks. But the beautiful thing is you don't have to get to the higher ranks to have life-changing income from Young Living. So let's look at that. If you look at a senior star, who knows what it takes volume-wise to be a senior star?
2,000 OVP.
I'm sorry?
2,000 OVP.
2,000 OGV, absolutely. And you're muted, Carrie, so if you want to talk, you'll have to unmute yourself. So 2,000 OGV, and what does that consist of?
You have to have 100 in essential rewards and at least, I believe, 3 legs.
Actually, to be a senior star, you don't need any legs. And so to be a senior star, all you need is 2,000 OGV, and that includes your order and all the orders of all the people underneath you. And they don't have to be formed in legs yet.
Could you repeat that, Jackie? That
Sure.
last?
Senior star is 2,000 OGV.
Mhm.
And that 2,000 OGV includes your personal order and all the people that are under you, no matter who signed them up, anybody that's in your organization, all their OGVs plus yours has to be 2,000. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna have-
PV and OGV.
PV is your personal order.
And that has to equal 2,000. Okay.
No, PV is your personal order. All it has to be is 100.
Right. And then OGV
Is
has to
everybody under you. You
Right.
plus everybody under you. So your order counts in your OGV plus everybody under you.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you had, just for the sake of argument, you had 5 people that you had personally enrolled, or maybe you had 2, and those 2 went out and each signed up 2 more. That would be 2, 4, 6, right? You had 2, and each of those 2 had 2, so that would be 6 total. All those people, whatever their orders were, plus your order, has to be 2,000. And no legs yet. The legs don't come into effect until executive. So is everybody clear about that? So when we look on this form and you see senior star, the average senior star makes $240 a month. So if you're ordering 100 PV, you've doubled, you've paid for your order plus 140 more if you're average. You see that?
Not bad.
So being senior star could make enough to pay for your own personal product orders, right? If you're ordering 100 PV, or if you're ordering more than that, but it's probably not going to pay if you order the 300 max every month to get all the promos, but it's going to pay almost all of it, which is a pretty good deal. By the time you get all your free stuff, you're ahead of the game, right?
Yeah.
So that's the senior star level. When you get to executive, this is when legs first come into play. So who knows what the requirements are to be an executive? Yes, Carrie?
You have to have an OGV of 4,000, and you have to have 2 legs of 2,000.
No, 1,000 each, right?
Right. 1,000 each, and then you're a total OGV of 4,000.
Yeah.
And 2 legs when 1,000 each.
Correct. So the other 2,000 can come from anywhere. But your total is 4,000, and you have to have at least 1,000 in each of 2 legs. And when you get to executive, the average monthly income for an executive is $514. Now these are averages. The median is 434. Now the highest paid executive in Young Living back in 2016 was $12,000. Now, what that tells me is that person wasn't building a lot of legs and ranking up, but they had somebody under them that was. Okay, so it's possible to make a whole lot of money and never rank up if you have people under you that are passing you up and ranking up. Okay? So, you know, some people don't want other people under them doing better than them, and that's just crazy.
Tell me a backstory.
Pass me up.
Yeah, I wish everybody under me would pass me up. I could just sit back. So never hold back supporting and helping those people under you to have success, because maybe they're going to do better than you, because you're still going to do better if they do better. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So when you get to silver, you still only need 2 legs, but your requirements are raised. Who knows what the requirements are for silver?
Well, I know it's 100 PV.
Yeah, your personal enrollment, your personal order has to be at least 100 PV. What's your OGV need to be silver?
8, is it 8,000?
No,
6,000.
10,000.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And 3 legs, I think, right?
2 legs at 4,000 each. and your OGV needs to be 10,000. So the other 2,000 can come from anywhere. But now you have your first PGV requirement at the silver level, and that's 1,000. And what that means is your personal order plus anybody you personally enrolled that's not one of your qualifying legs has to be 1,000. So if you're ordering, I mean, if you're signing up a lot of people and they're ordering product, and maybe there's going to be a ton of people that will never share and they won't build a group, right? But if all the people you personally enrolled and you also your order included with theirs counts for your PGV. So as an example, if I enrolled Linda and I enrolled Peggy and they were my 2 legs, because they're my legs, they don't count in my PGV. But if I enrolled Carolyn and Karen and Carrie, oh, all the K sounds. If I enrolled all of them too, and they're buying product and I'm buying product, as long as mine and their orders all end up to be 1,000 PGV, I've met that requirement. And some people at the really high ranks, if they might buy 1,000 by themselves, and that requirement's already met. You know, diamonds, I bet they spend $1,000 a month easy because they're buying stuff for themselves. They're buying stuff, you know, for promotions, and they're buying stuff to give to people, and they're just, because they're making $150,000 a month, they can afford to buy $1,000 a month, right?
That's right.
So that PGV number has to do with the people that aren't your qualifying legs, everybody else that you personally enrolled. Okay? Anybody have questions about that?
A Montessori school.
And when you get to silver, your average monthly income is over $2,000.
What exactly?
And the median is $1,700. And the highest paid silver was over $25,000. Now these are monthly incomes. So how many people want to get to silver? Yeah. Everybody should at least try to get to silver. And it only takes two legs to do that. So
I've got 2 legs.
I'm sorry?
I'm
What?
just kidding you. I said I have 2 legs.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you see how this income disclosure statement can be a really good tool for you to use when you're talking to your team members that are sharing. You need to help them see what the potential is, and this is the way to show them that. It's also the way to stay legal, because you're telling people, I mean, let's get real. Most of you have been in this long enough that you've shared with a lot of people, and you found that very few people are going to go out and share with others, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You only need 6 to go all the way to the top. So don't despair if you have 1 or 2 and you've been doing this not that long, because over time, as you get better at what you're doing, how you're sharing, and you get more purposeful in your actions every day, it will get better. It's hardest and it's easiest in the very beginning because you got friends and family that get excited with you. And then it gets hard for a while because you shared with the easy folks first. So don't give up when it gets a little bit hard, because you're going to share with all kinds of people for a long, 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 long time. And it's all going to just manifest beautifully if you don't give up.
So I want to say something, and sorry, I have been listening, but I've been trying to find something to share with you guys. Somebody had posted something earlier about essential oils, and what it was is, and I don't know, maybe y'all saw it, but somebody had taken a picture of a Bed Bath & Beyond flyer, and it had essential oils in the picture, right?
They just released that.
Huh?
Last month, Bed Bath & Beyond just started doing that product in their store.
Yeah, so somebody took a picture of it, and then somebody else wrote with Young Living. It's from one of my Crossline friends, and I'm not able to find it right now, but she was just saying that I guess she had done some research, and the essential oil business is going to be a like $20 billion business by 2020. And the thing is, you know, the bottom line was just like, why would you let your friends buy a $9.99 bottle of oil when they could have the best of the best? And she kind of went into explaining, you know, the Seed to Seal with Young Living, and just, you know, just about sharing Young Living, and that there's going to be, you know, with it being a $20 billion industry in less than 2.5 years, there are a lot of people still out there who need us to talk to them,
That's
so that
true.
they're not buying the cheap crap.
Yep.
You know,
It's
so
absolutely
I just wanted to tell
true.
you all that.
Yep, you got that right. So when you look at the further down on this income disclosure statement, and you read the paragraph after all the numbers, it's going to give you statistics that I want to call to your attention. A lot of people ignore this stuff because they think it's a negative, but I don't think it's a negative at all. I think it's an opportunity. So we're going to talk about this. So the income statistics in this statement are for incomes earned by all members in 2016. And that's people that are buying products over any time over 12 months. The average annual income for all members was $25, and the median was 0. And 51% of all members who enrolled in 2015 did not make a purchase in 2016. What does that tell you?
That more than half of people that are ordering aren't ordering anything after the first start, after their PSK.
Exactly. And why is that?
Evidently, whoever signed them up didn't continue to reach out to them.
Exactly.
No follow-up.
Exactly.
No continued engagement with them.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
It's not about signing people up. It's about staying in touch, educating them, and helping them learn. Because
And looking in your back office to see
Yep.
what's going on.
so if you sign them up and you don't help educate them, you're going to lose them. And the statistics prove that.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we created the Peppermint Patties group? Not everybody's on Facebook, but a lot of people are. And that's an easy way. If your people that you enroll are on Facebook, you need to put them in the Peppermint Patties Healthy Living group. And if they're willing to share with others, you need to also put them in the Peppermint Patties Team Infinite Abundance group. Because if they're in there, they're at least going to get some sort of exposure, if you will, to the promos and the classes that are online and the product education. It doesn't mean you're off the hook. It doesn't mean you still don't do your job of educating them. But if you don't plug them in, they don't feel a part of our community, and they're going to just disappear.
Exactly.
There's a purpose for these groups, and it just blows my mind when people sign up people that are on Facebook and they don't put them in the groups because they're depriving them of this community that we're trying to create. So be sure to put your people in our groups so that they can feel a part of us. And if they have a question and they can't reach you, or maybe it's someone down in your downline and you don't even know them, you need to make sure your people are also putting them in, because if somebody drops the ball, at least they have a community they can reach out to. But if you don't put them in there, they don't even know it exists. And I can't put them in. You know, I see all the new members each month, but if I'm not friends with them on Facebook, I can't add them. So that's your job when you sign them up, is to find out if they're on Facebook, and if they are, explain to them this is a private group. Nobody will see you're in it except for the people that are already in it. It's private. And this is where you can go to feel a part of our family. So the next statistic was 51% of all the members who enrolled in 2015 didn't make a purchase in 2016. And 57% of the people who enrolled in 2014 did not continue in 2016. So that tells you that there's a few that'll follow up for a little while, and then they drop, and then they quit staying in touch. And so maybe it's not the first year they drop out, but the second year they do, because somebody quit talking to them.
That's so weird, because I'm so new at this, but it's already become my lifestyle.
I know.
Everything I do is, I mean, it's all around essential oils. I can't imagine.
Well,
not
the thing is,
continuing.
and that's probably true for all of us, but if we don't take specific, targeted, very purposeful actions to stay in touch with the people that we enroll, they will drop off. Did you want to say something, Karen?
Yes, I purchased an iTovi business builder
Yep.
so that I could lure them to want to be scanned at least once every 3 months if they can't do it free by me once a month.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I can't even get a hold of them in 3 months. It's like I have the Black Plague. They don't even want to take my call or my message.
Yes, you have to make them feel like you care about them, not that you're trying to sell them something.
No, I'm just trying to educate them.
Right. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. When you're trying, and I've had the same challenge, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
When you're trying to educate people, you can throw information out there and they interpret that as a sales pitch.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You have to make personal calls and say, how are you doing? What's going on in your life?
Oh, I leave lots of voicemail.
Make a coffee date. And don't talk about Young Living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay in touch. Because when you develop the relationship, then when you do talk about Young Living, they won't feel like it's a sales pitch. And that's where people mess up. And you can't do that for your whole downline, but you can do it for your personally enrolled. And you can teach them, the ones that are sharing, to do the same thing. Then there are other ways that you can reach out to your more distant downline and help them feel like you care about them too, even if you don't really know them yet. And we're going to talk about how you can find out how to do that in a little bit. So let's see. I think that's all I wanted to cover on that. So let's go to the next.
I'm going to step away for a minute and get a drink.
Okay.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Jackie, how would you, you said a lot of people kind of try to avoid that section underneath the income disclosure, but how do you engage in a conversation about that and, of course, give it a positive spin?
Well, typically, if I'm just talking to somebody brand new, I don't go into that.
Okay.
I just talk about the potential of the numbers up above, and they have that available if they want to read it. They certainly can, and that's the purpose of the document, is to make sure we have full disclosure.
Uh-huh. Okay. I just
When
wondered
I'm
if you...
talking to my team members that are trying to build,
Mm-hmm.
and all they're doing is signing people up and not supporting them, I'm going to show them that's
Okay.
exactly what creates these statistics.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question. So 2% of sales happen on the first contact. So when you've talked to people about oils, And I'd say 2% is kind of a generous a figure for people that sign up right away. Like first contact, you just talk to somebody about Young Living and they sign up on the spot. That would be, if you did 10 people, that would be 2 out of 10. That might be accurate. That might be generous.
That might be good luck.
That might be good luck, right? But and that's what happens is people will talk to 10 people and maybe they'll get 2. And they'll get frustrated and quit. They'll say this doesn't work. Well, guess what? 3% of sales happen on the second contact. And 5% of sales happen on the third contact. And 10% happen on the fourth. 80% of sales happen on the 12th contact.
Wow.
How many of you have given up before you got to number 12?
Almost.
I would say every person here has given up before they've talked to somebody 12 times. Maybe not with every person, but there have been many times when you've talked to people and you never got to number 12.
Wow.
Right? And that's 80%. So don't stop following up. Now, I'm not telling you to hound them to death. And I'm not telling you to be a pest or an obnoxious person, but don't give up. I have people that I talked to 2 years ago that might have just signed up. I
Wow.
dripped on them a little bit here and a little bit there until they finally came around. Never give up on somebody just because they said no 11 times.
I can't
Because that-
afford it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
That's
I'm like,
right.
you can't
And you
afford not to
maybe
not.
the next time you talk to them, they can afford it. But you know what? The other thing, Karen, just FYI, when somebody tells me they can't afford it, I'm going to tell them about the business opportunity. Maybe you need to be sharing Young Living with people so you can afford it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So never stop following up with people. Now, again, use your common sense. Before you call somebody or contact somebody, put yourself in their shoes. Are you going to call them up 12 times to say, hey, I really want to talk to you about Young Living? And you're going to beat them over the head with that? Or are you going to
Be the
just
friend.
have coffee and then maybe as the conversation evolves, you get an opportunity to tell them about your latest, greatest experience with one of Young Living's products? You know, it's not a pushy, browbeating kind of a sales thing. It's a relationship building, staying in touch. That's what this is about. All right. So 48% of the people who are sharing never follow up. So what happens if you run into somebody and they say, you're using lemon oil in your water, and they say, wow, what is that? And you know, it's lemon vitality, and I put it in my water every day. It's fabulous. It's better than real lemon. And they go, wow, I didn't know you could use essential oils that way. And you say, yeah. As a matter of fact, this is what I do for a living, is I teach people about how to use oils in ways they never thought of. And they say, wow, I'd like to learn more about that. And you say, great. You say, great, you give them a card and nothing ever happens. So what's a better way to do that? Give me your number and I'll call you up and we can chat over coffee or something.
Mm-hmm.
Never give your card to a prospect. You get their information because they're not going to call you. You take the initiative yourself and you follow up. 48% people won't do that. They'll give them their card and say, yeah, call me. guess what? That card goes in a pocket, goes in a purse, gets lost, and nothing ever happens.
Thank you, Jackie. You just saved me a lot of cards.
Now, there's a time and a place for business cards, but I'm just saying, if you're talking to somebody in person, don't just give them the card and say, call me.
That's a great tip.
Now, the other thing is, if they give you your number, don't forget to follow up. That's part of the 48% too. I mess up. I have gotten people's information and forgot to follow up. Stuck it in my purse, thought I'll call them tomorrow or the next day, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to make a really concerted effort to make sure you follow up timely, not like forever later. 25% stop following up after the second contact. So they followed up once and they left a message and nobody returned their call. And maybe they followed up another time and the person answered, but they said they were really busy and they'd call them back later and they didn't. And 25% just quit, just gave up. And then 12% stop after the third contact. 10% do no more than 3 contacts. So if you're gonna be doing that, if you're gonna follow up,
It says do more. I guess that's a misprint.
sorry, 10% do more than 3. And that goes straight back to those statistics that you'll see on your income disclosure statement, where you see 94% of people in Young Living are just distributors. Because they're not sharing with anybody, they're just buying product. And 3.5% share enough to get to Star, 1.3% share enough to get to Senior Star, and 0.6% share enough to get to Executive. So you see, this is how this happens, is they stop following up. So there's a reason for those statistics. It's not because the products don't work, because we know they do. And it's not because the business model doesn't work, because we know it does. We got a whole lot of diamonds and crown diamonds and royal crown diamonds to prove to you that this works. And we got a bazillion golds and platinums and silvers out there that prove to you that this works. When it doesn't work, it's because you don't work. You're not following up. That's the key. And only 10% do more than 3 contacts with somebody. So don't be these statistics. You be the difference. So we have superstar enrollers who enroll everybody. I don't know about you, but I want to be a superstar enroller. But guess what? The problem with superstar enrollers are they often stop there. A lot of superstar enrollers get a little full of themselves because it's easy for them to sign people up. Every time they talk to somebody, because their magnetic personality or their testimonial or whatever it is that they're doing, they have no trouble signing people up. And they'll advance, rank, they might get to silver or maybe even gold. But they will never get to platinum and beyond, because why?
They don't follow up.
Because they don't follow up and they don't teach their people to follow up. And not everybody's a superstar enroller. So if they're not teaching their people under them how to enroll and how to follow up and how to support their teams, it all falls apart. So there has to be a balance. You have to always be talking to new people. I'm still looking for new people every day. But I spend the majority of my time trying to help my people that I personally enroll, or the people that I'm working with in my organization that are devoted and committed, trying to help them have success. I spend a lot of time coaching people, and doing classes with people and doing classes for people like this online. And because I want everybody to be successful and I want them all to succeed. And I want to teach them all to be better than me. You know, I used to say, I'd love to make a bunch of mini me's. Actually, I'd really like to make a bunch of better than me me's.
I like that quote.
And so, don't just be a superstar enroller, because enrolling people is only the first step. Because guess what happens if you're a superstar enroller and you're not supporting your team and educating people and getting them on Essential Rewards and teaching them how to share and helping them advance in rank?
You're going to be on the statistics at the bottom of that income disclosure.
Yes, you are. And and the way that happens is, this is what happens. You're enrolling, you're bringing all these people in, all these little people. You're signed them all up. And so it's like they're all going in the bathtub. And the drain's open. You're filling the bathtub with the drain open.
Right.
Because they're going to go in and they're going to float around that little whirlpool and out they go. So if you're not teaching them and educating them and helping them succeed, they're not going to be in the bathtub very long. So it's your job to educate them and teach them to be mini yous. Right?
Right.
Better than you.
Better than you. Absolutely. So if you're teaching your team members, the mediocre teacher tells. You can tell people stuff. The good teacher explains so they understand it. The superior teacher demonstrates it. Okay? This little duck right here is a superior teacher. He didn't say, go over there and climb that curb. He's showing them how. He demonstrates it. And then the excellent or the great teacher inspires. So if he goes over there and scales that big old curb and gets to the top and all the rest of the ducks go, good for you, and walk off, what has he done? He has to inspire them to want to do the same thing, right? So that's your job for your team, is to not only be a great teacher that explains and demonstrates, but one who inspires. So be a great teacher. Inspire your members. And what do you think are some ways you can inspire people?
Well, like this morning, I shared with someone that hadn't purchased since November, and I had been reaching out to her every 2 to 3 months. And I noticed that she was on Messenger, and I didn't realize, but last night she had done a $296 order. And I said, $4 more and you would have gotten all of the free products if you would do $50 Essential Rewards. Well, I don't know that I want to spend $50 a month. And I'm like, I don't buy anything at Whole Foods anymore where we met except for food.
Yeah, exactly.
I get my hair products, my makeup, my house cleaner.
Yep.
Right.
I said I'm not using dryer sheets anymore. I'm using the seedlings
Yep.
for my dryer sheets. And I said, and then I'm even saving the fabric sheets because the wipes, the baby seedling wipes, I'm even saving those and reconstituting them with lavender water.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can use dryer balls too.
Yeah.
My husband hates to hear those bang, 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 bang.
They can be annoying. So yeah, that's one of the, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to bring up, let's see if I can find it here. I posted it today, and those of you who are in the Peppermint Patties group probably saw it. The 90 days of IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a great document that you can get for free. And IPAs are what? Who knows what an IPA is?
Income producing activity.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Income producing activities. So what's an IPA? Who knows what IPA? Well, give me an example of an IPA.
Having classes.
Having classes is one. Whoops. What's another one?
Following up.
So 101 classes besides the
Doing a class, that would still fall under the other one. Signing up members.
Yeah.
That's an IPA. Product education is an IPA because you're helping people understand why they want to buy more product. Okay? Helping people sign up for essential rewards. That is a big IPA. If you don't have the majority of your people on essential rewards, that should be a goal of yours. You should try to get at least 50% or more of your people that you personally enrolled on essential rewards. And I don't mean try to sell stuff. I mean to help them understand the benefits of essential rewards, because you're going to get so much more back out of your account with all the free stuff, and teach them about what Karen was just talking about, this transfer buying. You know, you buy all this stuff somewhere. Why not buy it from your own wholesale account and earn the points and get free? Okay? So it's I don't know who that is.
I don't.
I muted you, Carolyn, but if you need to talk, you can unmute yourself. So helping people join essential rewards is huge. That should be a big time goal of yours. And if you really want to do them a favor, get them on essential rewards at the sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? They start getting points right away for anything they order in addition to their kit immediately. And it all goes on the same order, so they save on shipping. I had a lady the other day that signed up, and she said, I don't want to do essential rewards yet. And I went, okay. You know, I explained it all to her, and she understood it. 10 days, or not even 10 days later, she was calling me up saying, okay, I'm ready to set up my essential rewards. I'm like, I probably could have saved you money and you could have been earning extra points already, but okay, you know, whatever. But
Better late than never.
you're doing them a favor if you can help them see the benefits in doing it immediately. It's not a pushy sales thing. It's if you explain it where they see it's a benefit to them, it won't ever come across as pushy and salesy. So, and then the other IPA activity is sharing the business opportunity and supporting your business builders. So if you have people under you that say, yeah, I think I want to try to do this, what do you think you should be doing right away?
pouring into them.
And what does that mean?
Educate them on how to build their business.
Yes. What else could you do that would be getting them money right away? I mean, if they're, go ahead, Peggy.
Just ask them if they would like to get their kit paid for.
Yes. And how are they going to get their kit paid for?
Just bring you 3 or 4 people and you'll do the class for them and they'll have their kit paid for if they order.
Exactly. You offer to teach for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know what to say or what to do, and they're totally intimidated. Even though we know how simple it is. And, you know, just have people over for some coffee and peppermint brownies and talk about the oils, and next thing you know, you got people signing up. It doesn't have to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know that. And so they're not going to do it because they don't understand that. So you offer to come to their place and have them invite their friends over, or have them bring their friends to your place, or however you want to do that.
So
Or
it's like a hostess party gift. So
I'm sorry?
So you're saying it's like the hostess party gift. If they bring 5 people to their home and to get their kit paid for, if 2 or 3 people sign up, then their kit's paid for.
That's part of it, yes.
Okay.
But basically the point I'm making is you want to offer to teach for them until they're comfortable doing it themselves. So however that looks, they may say, well, my house is so small, I don't want to have people over to my house, or I'm a hoarder and I got 17 cats and 24 dogs and I can't invite people to my house. Then you say, okay, well, how about if we meet some of your friends over coffee? Or how about if you invite them to my house or whatever? Your job is to find solutions for their excuses.
Okay.
So if they don't want to do that, you find an alternate way to do it. And then you do it with them until they're comfortable doing it without you. That's your job. And so helping other people have home parties or present or share is your main objective. Once you've got a few people that say they're willing to, you don't just let them loose. Your job is to do it with them and help them and make sure they have success.
Yeah.
Because if they have one successful party, they're going to be off and running before you know it. But if they try to do it without you and they flop, guess what? They're going to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So you want them to have success, and the best way for them to have success is for you to be there with them and show them how to do it. So there's some other things that you can do as a good leader that you should be doing every day. You should be looking in your virtual office under your reports and whatnot. Log into your VO and click on My Organization and click on Reports. Then you want to scroll down the list of types of reports that you can do. And you should do this every day. You should run a report on the missing current month auto ship. And every person, and don't just blanket email everybody in that report and say, I see you missed your auto ship. Maybe it's a credit card problem. You need to call Young Living and take care of it. Because here's the problem with that. In theory, that would be great. But there are people that signed up for Essential Rewards and then didn't follow through with it. So they're showing up in your virtual office as an Essential Rewards buyer. But you need to click on their little box that gives you the details of their account. And if you see that they haven't been ordering every month, then don't bother them about Essential Rewards. And you can call them or something and say, hey, I saw you signed up for Essential Rewards, but it doesn't look like you're actually doing it. Was there a problem, or did you change your mind, or find out about it? But don't just blanket email them and say you missed your Essential Rewards order because they missed it 3 months ago and they've been missing it ever since. But it's still showing up in there. So you want to look at each one and then contact them individually based on what you're seeing. Don't just blanket spam people. You got to look into it. You got to investigate a little bit. Because I have people that show up on mine that have never ordered on Essential Rewards. I wish Young Living would just take them off, because they're not an accurate reflection, and it frustrates me because I can't use that report in an easy way where I can just blanket email the whole report. I have to go in and individually do that. So you want to look at everyone who's missed a current month auto ship, and if it looks like it's something that, like if they ordered last month on that date and it went by this month, they probably had a problem with the credit card expired or something.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. Are you allowed to miss 1 month if you're on Essential Rewards? Like, can you skip any months?
No, you
It has
used
to be $50 minimum every month, right?
You used to be able to skip a month, but not anymore.
I thought I'd read that somewhere.
That
Okay,
that was the old Essential Rewards plan.
Okay.
Now you can't skip any months. If you skip a month, you will, the first 3 months it's 10%, and then 4 through 24 it goes to 20%. Let's say they're on month 5 and they're earning 20% and they skip a month. It goes back to 10%.
Gotcha. Okay. But then why doesn't Young Living take them off? I mean,
I don't know. I wish they would, but they don't.
That's
a good question for them, and I think it's been asked a million times, but it hasn't been taken care of yet. So you just be aware of it and work around it.
okay.
Another thing that you want to do is hover over, you know how you hover over someone's essential rewards little box and it'll tell you how much they have scheduled?
Uh,
Is everybody familiar with that?
yeah.
If they're like really close, like 5 or 10 PV to getting something more for free.
Right.
So like if they're at 90 PV, I would call them. Don't email them. Text might be okay, but personal contact and say, I just wanted to point out that I see that you're scheduled to have 90 PV in your essential rewards order. Were you aware that if you added 10 more PV to that, you'd get a free bottle of, what is it this month? Cinnamon bark at 100 PV. And that's something else. You need to know what the specials are every month. So if you're looking at somebody like that, let's say they're right under 250 PV. You need to know what they're missing out on if they don't get up to 250, so you can tell them. And same thing at 300 PV or 190. You know, you need to know what the specials are for each level. So if you're looking at, you're hovering over their essential rewards box and they're really close to getting that free stuff, you need to be able to say, hey, if you added 10 more PV, you'd be getting this and this, or you'd be getting this, which is a retail value of X. You need to be able to tell them so they can see the value in adding 10 more PV to that order. Okay?
I have a, just FYI, I was ordering the other day and Young Living sent me a little message saying you could spend this much more and you'll qualify. So
Yeah,
that was nice.
if you're actively ordering, they've gotten much better about that.
Yeah, I
If
like
it's in
that.
your essential rewards order, they don't necessarily see that.
No,
Yeah, that's on a quick order. So you want to
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that, and then follow up with people. That's another way to follow up. And you don't want to be pushy and say, "Hey, you know, you need to do this." Well, they don't need to do anything. But did you know that if you added 2 chapsticks or lip balms or whatever they call them, you would get a free bottle of this and a free bottle of that, or whatever it is. So you need to know what it is so you can tell them, and you need to be looking out for that so you know who's falling into that space. And you're only going to have to do that once or twice before the light's going to go on and they're going to start paying attention to those things.
right.
But if you never do that with them, they're never going to know, because maybe they don't get on Facebook and they don't see us posting all these reminders about what the specials are and what the PV thresholds are for each special and all that. They may never see those. We have a small percentage of people in our group, meaning my downline, that are on Facebook.
I
A
actually,
whole bunch of people that aren't on Facebook that don't see that stuff. So don't just assume because we're sharing it on Facebook that everybody in your group is seeing it, because they probably aren't.
right.
Even
And-
if you added them to the group, they're probably not in there looking. So you have to follow up. Again, follow up.
That's true. And because of that, and you know, I recognize that some of the people aren't on Facebook. So I created a monthly newsletter that I send out to everyone every month. And
Yeah.
I got their emails from the virtual office.
Yeah. And that's a great thing to do. But again, a whole lot of people don't read those emails either. So you still have to do this exercise of looking in your virtual office and seeing what things are looking like. But that's a great practice to have, because you're going to reach some that way. You're still going to miss a lot. So you have to be diligent about looking in your virtual office and tracking those things. And then the 1/3 plan. There's 3 basic areas that you want to work with in your group. And that is, the first one is dedicate an amount of time, 30, 60, 90 minutes, whatever, to each day to work your business. So whatever time you personally have that you can set aside for your business, if it's 30 minutes, if it's an hour, let's just say an hour for ease of 1 hour. If you say, I can spend 1 hour a day on my business, you should spend 1/3 of it on each of these 3 categories. And that is connecting with or educating prospects. Prospects are people that haven't signed up yet. So you're connecting with new people and educating them. And that could look like having coffee with friends. So guess what? You get to count that as an hour of work. Having a play date, meet up to go over a kit. Maybe they just bought a kit. Or maybe you just want to show them a kit and you're going over the kit because these are prospects. Engaging with people on social media, sharing your products with your friends, answering questions, following up, sending thank you notes and appreciation notes. That's one area. That's 1/3 of your hour is spent on any of those. The second third is connect with and educate members on products. So now you're talking to your members and you're helping them learn more and more about the products. Guess what? We do tons of online webinars for you guys just for that purpose. If you don't plug your people into them, you're not taking advantage of everything we're doing for you. So if you don't take advantage of it, chances are we won't keep doing it too. So we need to fill those things up if you want us to keep doing them. It can also look like helping people look things up in the reference book. It could be texting people to just ask how they're doing, or how did you like that new product you tried. You could be answering questions. You could be inviting members to look at the business opportunity. Maybe they signed up for products and you haven't talked to them about the business yet. Again, you could be talking to them about essential rewards, and you could also share educational online stuff. And then the third area is connecting with and supporting your business builders, your leaders. So check in with them, ask them how they're doing, celebrate their progress. If they're ranking up, you need to make a big deal out of that. You need to tell them what a good job they're doing. Ask them how you can help them. Answer their questions. Talk strategy with them. Maybe they just need to brainstorm. I do this with my leaders all the time. We call and we brainstorm about things they could be doing or maybe try and whatnot. Schedule a coaching call. And again, sending thank you notes and appreciation notes. So those are the 3 areas: connecting with prospects and educating them, connecting and educating with members, and connecting and helping business builders. So if you spend 1/3 of let's say you had an hour and you spent 20 minutes on each of those areas every day, your business is going to grow. Now, obviously, the more time you can spend on that, the better results you're going to have. But everybody has what they have, and you got to work with what you've got available based on what your life is. And none of us can tell you you have to do this amount or that amount because we're not in your shoes. So you decide what you're willing to devote to your Young Living business, and then you give it all your attention for that amount of time. And divvy it up in those 3 ways, and you're going to have success. So who knows what rank mapping is? Rank mapping is. This is a way to kind of plan ahead and see what it is you need to do. So if, let's say you want to get to senior star. We talked earlier, what does it take to be a senior star?
2,000.
2,000 OGV. What would it take to get 2,000 OGV? 4 stars on your team. So if you help 4 people get 500 OGV, you're a senior star. That's just one example. But you want to plan this out. You don't want to just willy-nilly go out and say, I'm going to try to get 2,000 OGV. Because if you're helping people under you, you're going to get there a whole lot faster than if you try to do it on your own. So if you've got 2 people under you and you say to them, I'll help you do a home party. You invite your friends. You do that with 2 people, chances are you're going to get to Senior Star because you're going to help them sign people up, right? So everything's based on helping other people have success. That's really the key to everything. Instead of trying to think about your success, think about the people under you and how you can help them have success. And if you help other people succeed, you're naturally going to go right to the top. So focus on them and their goals, and you'll get yours.
Great advice.
And so if you had 4 people with 500 OGV, you'd be a Senior Star. If you want to get to executive, guess what? All you need are 2 Senior Stars. So help 2 people get to Senior Star and you're an executive. Guess what? If you want to get to silver, help 2 people get to executive and you'll probably get there. That's 8,000 and you need 10,000. And if you've got more than just those 2 people, you're going to have that other 2,000. That's what rank mapping is. It's mapping out what will it take for me to get to the next rank that I want to get to.
Is this in the virtual office?
Not this particular thing, no.
Okay.
If you send me a note, I can send it to you.
I think I got it the other day at the event.
Okay.
I think she went over that.
Yeah. So it's just when you say rank mapping, it doesn't have to be these numbers even, but it does. This just helps you see, okay, if I want to be an executive, all I need are 2 Senior Stars. Or if I want to be a Senior Star, all I need are 4 stars. If I want to be a silver, I need 2 executives and another 2,000 OGV in addition to that, which you're probably going to have. So it's mapping out your what it takes for you to get to your next rank.
Right.
So instead of having Senior Star written here, look in your downline if you have people that are already ready to share. So if you're trying to get to Senior Star and you have 4 people that you've enrolled, ask all those 4 people to host a home party and you'll teach it and you'll give them something for hosting a home party. If you get 4 people to do a home party, you're going to get them to Star probably. And you're going to be a Senior Star. And
Cool.
the Senior Star and the executive, if you want to be an executive, who are 2 people in your downline that you can help get to Star? So put their names in here and then make a plan to help them. Make sense? Any questions about that rank mapping? Just get very strategic about your planning, and then you're going to know, okay, I know, like who wants to get to silver? Anybody?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So each of you that wants to get to silver, look in your organization specifically. I bet you probably have more people than you realize, and they don't have to be your personally enrolled. They don't have to be your personally enrolled people. So let's say I have Peggy as one of my personally enrolled, and she wants to get to silver. And she has a gal that's here that's not really doing anything at this level right under her, but that gal signed up a lady down here that's really kind of fired up. Peggy can reach out to this lady here and help her, and that's going to help her get to silver. It doesn't have to be the people you personally enrolled. So if you've talked to the people you personally enrolled and they're like, leave me alone, how many times do I have to tell you I don't want to do this as business? I don't want to have a home party. I don't want to do anything. I just want to take my Ningxia Red and forget about it. Then you say, great. Well, I'm glad you love the Ningxia Red. I'm going to reach down here underneath you and talk to your peeps that you signed up to get that Ningxia Red paid for. I'm going to find somebody in my organization that wants to go, and I'm going to help them. Okay? So reach out to your personally enrolled first, but if they're not on board, don't keep nagging them. Go reach down underneath them. Then this is a really great document that Vicki Opfer created. She's a real numbers cruncher, which I am not. And this is a document that shows you how many people, on average, based on the Young Living averages, how many people you need to get to certain ranks. So the average order in all of Young Living, the whole company, is $135 a month. That's the average, what most people spend. And then 35% of the numbers in your downline are the people who are going to order. So obviously not every, 35% is like the average on Essential Rewards. Okay. If, let me put this down here. If the activity rate is 35%, so let's call that Essential Rewards, even though it may not be, it could be just people placing orders. You would need 11 people under you total in order to get that star rank of 500. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because what she's saying is if the average order is 135 and you would need 11 people because the number of orders at 135 would be 500, but only 35% of the people are going to order. So rather than 4 at ordering 135, you're going to need 11 people in your team so that 4 will order out of that 11. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because 35% are going to order. So you would need 11 to get 4 to order. This is based on the averages that are actual averages from Young Living.
Oh.
So if you've got more people than 35% on Essential Rewards, that's why I said if you want to have a goal of getting at least 50% of your people on ER, because that's going to make this number go down. You won't need as many people in order to reach the ranks. So Senior Star is 2,000. With those same averages, you're going to need 43 people in your whole organization in order to get to Senior Star. And Executive, you're going to need 86. So you see, this document helps you see if you're saying, I want to get to Silver, and you've got 30 people in your organization, and you're looking at this saying that you need 212 people to get to Silver. These are based on averages, and I'm not doing this to discourage you. I'm doing it so you can see how you can set your goals. Now, you're not going to go out and sign up 212 people. But if you're getting everybody in your group to have home parties and invite their friends and help them sign up people, that's where you're going to get 212 people. Make sense? You don't have to sign up 212. You might only need to sign up 6 to get all the way to Royal Crown Diamond. Whoops. Hold on. Got my keyboard all covered up here. So, these numbers are, this is your legs, executive. These are ranks at the top. The top half of the document is how many members you would need in order at the average orders to get to those ranks. But now when you look at legs, so in other words, if you need 2 executive legs at 1,000 each, you're going to need 23 members by this same formula. If you have 2 silver legs you're going to have 86 members. If you have 3 gold legs, I mean, to get to gold, you need 3 legs. I'm sorry. To get to gold, you need 3 legs. You're going to need 129 members with average orders. Okay?
Wow, she really went to a lot of work on this.
Oh, she's a mathematical genius. And she
Yeah.
loves the numbers. Once you kind of understand the concept, it's not that hard. It's just math.
Mhm.
But I would never have thought this up in a million years because math isn't my thing. I can follow it once she explained it to me, but I never would have come up with it.
Right.
And then successful leaders, guess what? Lead by example, like the little duck. What does that mean? You're not telling people they need to have classes every week. You're having classes every week. Right?
Mhm.
And when there's things going on, you show up. You know, I was recently in Texas, and Carrie was there because she happened to be in Texas, and Linda was there, and there were a whole lot of people that are leaders in our team that weren't there. So they're not really leaders if they're not there. Successful leaders always show up. If you're not going for yourself, many leaders that were in that room didn't need to hear a thing that was said. They already know it all. They're there to set the example. So don't say, I'm not going because they're not going to teach me anything I don't already know. Well, duh. That's not why you go. You go to show your team members that it's important. And you go to encourage them to come, and you say, hey, let's go together. We'll have lunch, whatever. So show up. Don't expect your team members to do something you're not doing. And this one threw a few people. You want to have your ER orders and your PV assistant set up. How many people, are all y'all on ER, first of all? I know you are, because you're smart. Now, how many of you have PV assistant set up? Do it. Even if you know you're going to order way more than the max and you're going to check it the night before and all that stuff, guess what? If you haven't set up PV assistant, your people won't. And maybe they're not as diligent as you. Set the example.
This is the first time I've heard about it.
PV assistant, you know what it is?
No.
Okay, if you have an essential rewards order set up, you can go in and set up PV assistant. What that is a wish list of products, and start with the cheapest first. Because if something went out of stock at the last second, let's say you're going to set let's say you want to always get all the free stuff. So you set your PV order at 300 PV. I never want it to fall below 300 PV.
Mm-hmm.
Then you set up a list of products. So if it ever something goes out of stock, like on the line, they're packing the box and the person right before you got the last one of something.
Yeah.
Mascara.
They can't put it in your box.
Yeah.
If you don't have PV assistant set up that they can go pull something from your list,
Oh, okay.
then you just fell under your minimum.
Okay.
And you missed out on your 300 PV's free stuff.
So they will automatically go there and pull
They
that.
will pull from your list, and they'll start at the top. So put the cheapest stuff first, because maybe you only missed it by $2.
Okay.
So put several inexpensive things first, and then several others, and so you have a list of things they can pull from.
That sounds great.
Something goes out of stock, and then you never. And for those people that you want to at least set it for 50 PV, because if you fell below 50 PV, your order just now doesn't qualify. You're still going to get your 40 PV that you actually ordered, but it's not going to count as essential rewards because it didn't it was under 50. So you just skipped a month, even though you ordered 40 PV in product. And you went back to 10%.
That would be awful.
It would be awful. And it happens all the time because people won't set up their PV assistant. Same thing with a paycheck. Some people set it for 100 PV because they don't ever want to miss a paycheck. And they fell to 99 PV and didn't get paid.
Oh.
It's a bad thing. Young Living does everything they can for you to make sure they're fail safes, but if you don't take advantage of them, that's on you. So set up your PV assistant and your ER and have it set for no later than the 14th of the month. Now, why do we say that? Now, I know there's some people that say, I have to have mine later in the month because my paycheck comes in whenever and yada, yada, yada. And I use a debit card, not a credit card. It is what it is. But the bottom line is, if you budget correctly, you could conceivably, you should be able to set it whenever you want. And if you put it by the 14th, I've seen this over and over and over again. Something happens, order didn't go through, there was a glitch in the system, your credit card was expired. I mean, there's a million reasons why your order might not go through. If that month goes through, let's say it's on the 20th or the 28th, and you didn't know about it until it was too late. Guess what? You just missed out on your order for the month. You didn't get a paycheck. And you also went back to 10% on your essential rewards. If you set it for the first 2 weeks of the month, you're going to have time to fix anything that might go wrong because you'll have time to see it and discover it as you're looking in your virtual office and you're looking for your order that hasn't come yet. And you're like, what? And you're going in and looking and it hasn't even been shipped. And you're going, why? But if you don't give yourself time to do that, you're just asking for trouble. And the other thing is, as you get higher along and you have people under you that are ranking, let's say I have somebody under me who's got like 30,000 OGV in their account and they're not even showing up as a leg yet because they don't have their order in. And that drives you crazy as a leader trying to figure out whether your leg requirements have been met. Yeah, you can go in and open up deeper levels and see that, yeah, it's going to qualify because this person made it qualify. But it just doesn't make sense. And Marcella Von Harding, who is our Royal Crown Diamond, she tells people, if you want me to mentor you, you have to be on Essential Rewards. You have to be scheduled by the 14th of the month. And she won't even talk to you if you won't do those things. So just FYI, track your statistics in your virtual office, run reports. And the 90 days of IPAs is going to give you some ideas about that. Educate and support and teach a duplicatable system like essential sharing or game plan. You need to help people know how to share with others in a way that anybody can do it. You know, a lot of people are very specialized. We got people that are naturopaths and like Linda Hicks, what is it you do? You do
functional medicine.
Functional medicine. Now, she knows a lot of things that average people don't know. And so if she shares Young Living with people and signs them up because of her knowledge base, that's great. But she better be able to teach them how to do it in a way that they can do it because they're not her and they can't do what she just did.
It's one of my biggest challenges because I want to do what fits me, but I have to remember that it has to be duplicatable.
Yeah, so that's why you get the Essential Sharing book or do either that or the game plan.
Right.
Do it in a way anybody can do it.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean you throw your knowledge out the window and never use it. Absolutely. Take advantage of what you have.
Yeah.
But teach people how to share in a way that they can.
Yes.
Without being you and knowing what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody have any questions? We have a webinar. This is a meeting. When we have meetings, you guys show up and we can all talk and whatnot. The one on Thursday is a webinar. You have to register ahead of time. And we're going to talk about oils and dogs. And it's 9 o'clock Thursday. And if you have registered, you would get an email with the link to the class. And if you haven't registered yet, you still can. and it's also on the Peppermint Patties page. And that's it for me. We went really long tonight, but that's okay. I was late and we had a lot to talk about.
Great
Thank you for your
information.
knowledge.
Huh?
Thank you for your knowledge.
Oh, well, thank y'all for being here. And sorry I was a little late.
It happens.
It does. So we always say, thanks for coming. Get with your upline sponsor and enroller if you need more help or want to share Young Living and want their support. And of course, we're all always here for everybody. Trying to see. There we go. Stop the recording.